Welcome to Insanely Positive! Your oasis of joy when the world seems grey and full of grumpy faces. I'm Suzanne Freiherz. Thank you for joining me. I'll feed you buckets of joy to bring out your best self so you can live your best life.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for spending time with me again. Today we want to have a look at the process of looking, of searching, of seeking. No matter what it is that we are looking for, that we are seeking, there is always one and the same principle behind it. As long as we are searching, we don't find what we look for. Let's have a look at some examples that we all know very well from our everyday lives. Let's say we're looking for our keys. Something I'm sure every one of you has done many times before, as have I. We're looking for the keys and we don't find them, and we desperately turn the whole apartment upside down and the keys are nowhere. And then we stop searching, and then suddenly we see the keys. So how come? How is that possible? As long as we are looking for something, we are sure that it is missing, it's not here. And what happens is our brain acts accordingly. Our brain constantly filters reality, everything that is going on around us. Our brain filters everything, and only a few things are allowed to come into our conscious awareness. So when we tell ourselves that we have to look for something, we tell ourselves it's not here, and our brain acts accordingly. So we don't see it, even when it's right in front of our noses. The same thing happens when we're looking for a word. We have it on the tip of our tongues. It's a name or something, a word that we can't remember at the moment, and it's on the tip of our tongue. And we try to grasp it and we look for it and we make an effort, and then the moment we stop, we relax, it suddenly appears and then it pops into our brains, right? The same thing happens when we're looking for a partner. We want a relationship. We're looking for love, for this one special person. And I'm sure that you all know this from your own experience. The more desperately we are looking for, well, we don't find this person. And then we decide, okay, I don't need this right now. I don't want a relationship. I just want to be with myself. And then suddenly this person appears. The moment we decide that we are not looking for a relationship. And then suddenly he or she is in our lives. And the same thing happens in our jobs. We're looking for this big breakthrough, this big chance, this one huge opportunity to be successful, this overnight success. But the truth is that, of course, an overnight success doesn't exist. What stands behind a huge success is constant work, usually years of constant work. And the same thing when we think about what else are we looking for. The same things happen in a more spiritual realm. Maybe we're looking for this illumination, right? Something spiritual. And especially in this field, in this area, there are a lot of humans who call themselves seekers, which is very, very interesting. And when we have a look at this dynamic, people who are seekers, what happens is they run from one workshop to the next. They switch from school to school, from book to book, from organization to organization, from teacher to teacher. And they keep looking, they keep seeking, which is, I think, highly interesting, especially in this whole spiritual field when we look at yoga and meditation. Because one of the most important and most influential teachers of yoga, Krishnamurti, is famous for saying, stop looking, start living. Isn't that interesting? He said, stop looking, start living. And it's really, really fascinating that in the yoga, in the meditation world, people are seeking and ignoring this important message. Stop looking, start living. So let's have a look. Why is that? Why are we seeking and looking and searching and we don't find the thing that helps us to end the search? Well, it's because everything has its frequency. Everything is information. So looking, seeking, searching is information. And what is the information? The information of seeking is, I don't have something. Something is missing within me or from my life. So the information of looking is lack. And as long as we are searching, seeking, looking, we strengthen the information of lack. We feed the information of lack. And what are we looking for? I've already talked about some examples. Keys, enlightenment, whatever. Probably most of us are seeking some kind of happiness, some kind of inner peace, trying to find out the cause of trouble, of misery, finding solutions, success, appreciation, money, enlightenment, the keys, whatever, right? So we all are kind of looking for something. And no matter what it is that we are looking for, we all have something in common. We don't find it, because even if we were looking for success and then we are successful, but we're not happy with it because the next big thing seems to be better. So we look for a bigger success or more appreciation or more love or a deeper feeling of calm or of connectedness. So we are never content. We keep looking. And when we think about that, here it becomes pretty clear that we don't differentiate between happiness and gratification. Something to think about. Now let's ask ourselves, whatever we are looking for, can somebody else give it to us? Can it be given to us by someone else? Some person, an organization, a technique, a school, a method? Can somebody else or something else give us inner peace, the truth, being content, whatever we're looking for? And another question to think about is it possible to know ourselves better, to really, truly, deeply connect to ourselves by following somebody else, by belonging to a certain organization or company or school of belief system? Isn't it kind of suspicious almost that whatever we do, we go from school to school, from seminar to seminar, from book to book, from technique to technique, from teacher to teacher, from one yoga style to the next, from one meditation technique to the next. And we just keep on running, chasing after something. And we're still looking, and we're not one step closer to ourselves. We never stick to one thing. We never allow ourselves to go deeper. We always remain at the surface. And we keep ourselves busy with rituals, breathing techniques, movement techniques. And we pretend that we are studying ourselves. But are we really? Can we truly connect to ourselves when we need somebody else to tell us what to do, to tell us how to move, how to breathe, what rituals to do? It is interesting that we keep ourselves busy, but we're not truly connecting to ourselves. We just follow somebody else and we don't realize how lost we are. If we would just take one moment to stop looking, we would connect to ourselves for the very first time. We will kind of meet ourselves for the very first time. And then we would have to face the fact that we are lost. And this, of course, we want to avoid, right? This is why we keep ourselves busy with techniques, with one school and then the next, and one book and then the next, and one teacher and then the next. And there is a song from Avicii that I really, really appreciate the lyrics, and the song itself is really fun as well. But there is one sentence in the lyrics that is brilliant, and that goes, "All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost." And this is exactly what I'm talking about. We're pretending to find ourselves, but we don't realize that we're lost. And following somebody else is just another way of losing ourselves. And that is what seeking or searching or looking truly is. This is the dynamic of seeking. We're so focused on seeking, searching, that we cannot find anything. We can't find the keys even though they're right in front of our nose. We can't grasp the word that is on the tip of our tongue. All the energy goes into the process of seeking, and we keep feeding the information of lack, of something is missing from me or my life. So all the energy goes into seeking, and we don't have any energy left to really find and to really see. And as long as we are programming ourselves, telling ourselves, I'm a seeker, I have to look for that, I'm searching this, right? This is what happens in our brains. As I said before, our brain constantly filters the world. We cannot be aware of everything that is going on around us. It would be too much. So we have to filter the world. And the thing with this filters is we create the filters ourselves. So whatever we perceive corresponds with whatever we expect, whatever we think is right, whatever we think is possible. So we truly, literally only see what we want to see. This is how perception and conscious perception works. So the way we perceive the world is not a reflection on reality, but it is a personal, individual interpretation. It is what we think the world is, what we expect the world to be. So if we are seekers, no matter if we seek the big breakthrough, the partner, the keys, enlightenment, happiness, whatever, as long as we are seekers, all we see is lack. But when we begin to reprogram ourselves and we get used to an inner state of mind that is abundance, when we think that everything that we need is within and around us, then we begin to activate different filters, and our brain begins to filter the world a different way. And then everything that we need begins to come through to our conscious awareness. So it's still the same world, but we see different things. And this is one of the reasons why when I teach and I share YUNA classes and seminars, and when I work with humans, I always say things. Feel what feels best for you. Find out what feels most comfortable. Feel for yourself. When do you need a break? Choose whatever feels better, makes you happier, makes you feel alive. So what I always do is I challenge everyone to go within, feel for themselves, get in touch with themselves, and make a decision based on what they find within. I always challenge everyone not to listen to me, but to themselves. And what happens there is we stop looking. We're facing ourselves, and then we understand that we can trust ourselves, we can listen to ourselves, and that no one else knows better what we need but ourselves. So when we stop looking, we finally stop running from ourselves. And for the very first time, we face ourselves, we get to know ourselves. And this is the magical moment when the information of looking, of lack, begins to transform into abundance, into understanding that nothing is missing from ourselves or our lives, and that no one knows better what we need to be happy, to be content, to have a fulfilled life. So this is the moment when we dive into this information of abundance. Everything is here already. And when we stop looking and we stop feeding the information of lack, we reprogram ourselves to live in abundance, to see abundance, and to know that everything is already here. And really, it's kind of a magical moment and will be so blown away when we finally see the potential within us. and that we finally see that our life is full of possibilities. And then we begin to be curious and open and willing to learn. And then we make peace with the fact that this moment of gratification will never come. This moment of gratification of saying, no, now I know everything, now I know the truth, will never come. And that is okay, because we have so much joy in just getting to know ourselves and exploring ourselves and our life every day. And then we are okay with the fact that life is in a constant flow. Life is like a river. When we stop looking, seeking, searching, and finally dive into this river that is life, right? Because when we are looking and seeking, we are on the river, but we all are on some sort of shaky boat. And we try to go into this direction and that direction. And we're always looking for water, not realizing that we are already in it. So when we stop searching, we just jump into the water, into this river that is life. And we finally allow ourselves to be in the middle of everything and to just live this gift called life in our own unique way. I hope that this helps. Next time you find yourself looking for your keys or a big breakthrough or enlightenment or whatever it is that you're looking for, it's always the same dynamic. That you take a breath and ask yourself, do I want to keep looking, or do I want to start seeing what is here already? And then you reprogram yourself and you stop feeding the information of lack and you start feeding the information of abundance. Everyone, thank you so much for spending time with me. Please take a breath and let a feeling of joy and abundance flow into your face, into your heart, into every cell of your beautiful, amazing body, into every corner of your being. And then, of course, as always, create joy and bliss. Shed the negative. The new normal is insanely positive.